People can't believe I'm almost 50 years old, and I'm not even trying to flex here. Okay, yes, I'm using a filter. This is me without a filter. I don't really think it's much different. Life is too short. I'm going to use a filter. So back to my point. I think that people can't believe I look 50 because I don't look 50. I look younger than 50. Why do I look younger than 50? It's not a skincare regimen. It is nothing that you've got to go drop loads of money on. Okay, it is literally a state of mind. And I'm going to go back now to Joe Dispenza, You Are the Placebo. This is a book that we're reading with my book group every single morning, Monday through Friday, 8:30. So join us on live. He shared a study that a bunch of Harvard psychologists undertook. They took a set of dudes that were in their 80s and they put them in a monastery. They sequestered them from the rest of the world for several weeks and they recreated the 50s. Time magazine and old publications from the 50s out on tables. They were supposed to feel like they were in the 50s. They had all the decor and surrounding pictures on the wall of prominent figures during the 50s. They had 50s music playing like Perry Como, and they told them to get in the mindset of them being in the 50s. They could only talk about current events, so they were talking amongst each other about Fidel Castro. And what they found at the end of that study is that every single one of those 80-year-old men not only felt younger, but they were physiologically younger. They did a ton of tests on their arthritis, on their heart rate, on all of these, their blood pressure, all of these problems that they had come into the study with. And these men were folding their hands out. They were not all crippled with arthritis as they had been when they came in. They were going on long walks. At the end of the study, they all played a football game together. Their health drastically improved. Their blood pressure normalized. Their gaits straightened out. Their spine straightened out. They all measured taller. Okay. And the reason that this happened was because their state of mind was affecting their physical body. Their body was creating actual structures. DNA was creating proteins that create the body, that create life and the structure of our bodies based on their beliefs. And where does this go back to me not looking 50? Well, I got out of a really long marriage where it was very draining, where it wasn't the right marriage for me to be in. I could not be my authentic self. There was no passion. There was no life in it. And I got out of that marriage and I went through a cliche divorcee party wild phase. Okay. And I went out with my girlfriends. I wore clothes that I would have worn in my 20s that I dressed up in my 40s. I was hitting up Windsor once a week, buying little short dresses to go out with my friends. We'd go out on the dance floor. We'd dance to music we listened to when we were younger. We would have galentines together. I was dating, so I was feeling I was having fun of the dating experience, which I never got any of these experiences because I got married so young because of religion. So I was quite literally stepping back into the 20s when I should have been doing in my 20s. I was stepping back as a 40-something, having these experiences like a 20-year-old. And I was feeling like a 20-year-old. I was behaving like a 20-year-old. And my body was reflecting, my image, my appearance was reflecting that of a 20-year-old self. And in fact, if I show you pictures of myself when I was 20, I did not look as good as I look now in my late 40s, because in my 20s, I was stressed and pressed, trying to be something, trying to be in this religion that was very hierarchical and stifling. And I was in a marriage that was unhappy, and I was being a mom, and I was having all this responsibility that I shouldn't have been having in my 20s. I should have just been being a 20-year-old. So I was having all those experiences in my 40s, and that is why I look younger. So I'm going to tell you right now, there is something to be said about the mind-body connection, about our thoughts and our beliefs, not only affecting our physical body and our reality, but also our beauty, our appearance. We look better. We look more youthful. We look more happy and vibrant when our thoughts are on a high frequency and they're at the highest level.